All right, everybody, get ready to dive into something really interesting with us today. We're talking diabetes care, but with a twist.
Yeah, we're always looking at the latest advancements in diabetes management, and this one really caught our eye. It's called Breezy Plus.
Breezy Plus, and it's kind of a wild combination of, get this, natural ingredients and nanotechnology.
You know those ancient remedies your grandparents swear by?
Yeah.
Well, Breezy Plus takes those, combines them with cutting-edge science, and boom, a potentially powerful new approach to diabetes.
And that's what we're going to unpack today. How does it work? What's the science behind it? And most importantly, does it actually deliver on its promises?
And we've dug up some fascinating research, clinical studies, the whole 9 yards.
So let's start unpacking this thing. First up, the ingredient list. We're talking amla, goji berry, raspberry extracts, like a health food store explosion.
Right, but then you get things like lutein and zeaxanthin, which, good for your eyes, but what are they doing in a diabetes formula?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So maybe you can clear that up for us. What's the deal with this ingredient cocktail? And do these things actually work together?
All right, so each of these ingredients has some history in traditional medicine. Now, scientifically speaking, more research is definitely needed to fully understand how they work individually and, crucially, how they interact with each other.
Okay, then there might be some synergy happening.
Exactly. Think about it like this. Each ingredient is like a musician in an orchestra. One instrument on its own can be nice, but when they all play together in harmony.
You get that beautiful, complex sound, the symphony.
Precisely. That's what Breezy Plus is aiming for, a symphony of ingredients where the combined effect is greater than the sum of its parts.
I like that analogy. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the nanobot in the bloodstream. Nanotechnology. That's a whole other level of wow.
Right. And it's not just marketing hype. Breezy Plus actually uses nanotechnology to encapsulate those beneficial compounds we talked about, making them easier for your body to absorb and use effectively.
So it's like these tiny little submarines delivering the good stuff right where it's needed.
You got it. It's all about targeted delivery, increasing the bioavailability of those natural ingredients.
That's pretty impressive. But with all this cutting-edge tech, we got to talk safety. Any clinical studies on Breezy Plus itself?
So Breezy Plus is relatively new, but the original formula, just Breezy, has been through clinical trials. And the results, especially when it comes to safety, are promising.
Okay, that's reassuring. What were they looking at specifically?
Well, they were particularly interested in its impact on liver and kidney function, two organs that are often under stress with diabetes. What do they find?
Good news. Studies show that Breezy didn't seem to cause any adverse effects on either organ.
That's a big deal. Especially for folks managing a chronic condition like diabetes, safety is paramount.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that makes this whole approach so intriguing. Combining traditional ingredients with advanced technology to potentially create a safer, more effective solution. It's a fascinating concept. Now, I know we've only got a few minutes left, so let's dive into some of the specific ways Breezy Plus is said to work. The material mentions something about IL-1 and insulin sensitivity. Can you break those down for us?
Absolutely. So IL-1 is a type of cytokine. Think of cytokines as chemical messengers in your body. Now, IL-1 is a pro-inflammatory cytokine. In other words, it triggers inflammation.
And too much inflammation can be a bad thing.
Exactly. Chronic inflammation is like having your body stuck in overdrive. Not good. And it can actually worsen insulin resistance, which brings us to our next point.
Okay, so less inflammation, good. But what about insulin sensitivity? What's going on there?
Think of insulin as a key. It unlocks your cells to let glucose in, which your body then uses for energy.
Okay, that makes sense.
But sometimes those cellular locks get rusty, so to speak. That's insulin resistance. The key doesn't work as well, glucose can't get into the cells as easily, and it builds up in the bloodstream.
Ah, so Breezy Plus is like using WD-40 on those rusty locks?
Exactly. It helps improve your cells' sensitivity to insulin so they can utilize glucose more efficiently.
So it's a two-pronged approach. Tackling inflammation and improving how your body uses glucose. It's fascinating stuff.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Nanotechnology has the potential to revolutionize how we treat so many diseases. Imagine a future where treatments are personalized, incredibly precise, and minimize side effects. That's the power of this technology.
It's an exciting time to be following all of this. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on Breezy Plus and its development. And for our listeners who, like us, are fascinated by this cutting-edge world of nanotechnology and its potential for diabetes care, we encourage you to explore further. There's a wealth of information out there, and who knows what breakthroughs are just around the corner.